Welcome to March Madness 2013. I'm Jay Wilcox.
And I'm John Jacobson. Thanks for watching Channel 12 Sports Jam. Ahead today on a busy show, highlights from section girls basketball, state wrestling, and boys swimming and diving, plus a look ahead to the boys basketball playoffs.
And in our Sports Jam Spotlight, we'll meet a local prep hockey brother duo.
Let's start with boys hockey. Wayzata had only qualified for the state tournament twice previously, the last time in 2004. The Trojans and defending section and state champion Benilde St. Margaret's met for the Section 6AA title. Benilde strikes first. Spencer Nas to chase Jungles. He walks in and beats Aaron Dingman with a low shot, and it's 1-0. The Trojans get it back on the power play. Kyle Olson's snap shot gets through, and we're tied 1-1. Early in the second period, a great goal as Nas wins the faceoff to himself and sets up Jungles on the doorstep. It's 2-1 Red Knights. Another chance here for Benilde, but Dingman denies Chris Hickok. And then the Trojans start to take over. Robert Zitzelberger's shot deflects in. Jalen Wall gets credit for the goal. Third period, Dingman with a great skate save on Dan Lebowski. Then Wall makes a nice move off the boards and passes to Chase Heising. He finds Chase Haller, and he scores and makes it 4-2. The Trojans get one more as Chad Olson wins the puck on the wall and passes to Matthew Freitag with a one-timer. Wayzata is the section champion with a 5-2 win. We'll hear from the Trojans later in the show.
Champlain Park pulled off one of the biggest upsets in section play when they knocked off top seed Blaine in the Section 5AA semifinals. They met Centennial for the section title at the Coliseum. Centennial's in white on a power play. Hans Gorowski sets up his brother Reiner for the redirection goal. Power plays proved to be crucial in this one. It's 1-0 Cougars after one. Second period on a Rebels power play. The Cougars' clearing attempt fails, and it tees it up for the shot by Scott Lassard. Champlain Park ties it up 1-1. The Cougars go back in front as Hans Gorowski floats the pass to Kenny Sinna for the tip in. Yet another power play goal. It's 2-1 Centennial after two periods. The Cougars add to the lead in the third as Reiner Gorowski fires the rocket from the circle to beat Tyler Nelson. The first four goals are all on power plays. The Rebels, though, pull within one again as Calvin Spencer's backhander hits Luke Dahlman's skate and deflects in. It's 3-2 with still plenty of time remaining for the Rebels. Nelson has a huge section tournament. He makes 41 saves, including this beauty, to keep the Rebels within striking distance. But at Centennial, adding an insurance goal as Andrew Bertrand sweeps the backhander in while falling. Champlain Park's Cinderella run ends in a 4-2 loss.
I thought that we played strong. We just got into a little bit of penalty trouble. When you're playing against teams that are so deep, like a Centennial is, you almost have to play the perfect game, and we didn't tonight. They got some dirty goals right in front of the net. They got some sticks. They created a little bit more traffic.
In Class A, Breck's boys hockey team has made a habit of going to the state tournament. The Mustangs skated for their fifth straight trip to state as they faced Delano in the Section 2A final. After a Delano goal, Breck wins the faceoff. The shot is blocked, but Jack O'Connor is there to backhand it home, and it's 1-1. Delano goes back in front. The first two shots stop, but number 21 Adam McLean stays with it, and it's 2-1 Tigers. Later in the first, Thomas Lindstrom ties it up as he sneaks a shot high on the short side. That makes it 2-2. Breck starts to take over the play. In the final minute of the second period, it's Chase Ellingson to Michael Orkey to Mark Sharp for the goal. Breck leads it 3-2 after two. And Les Larson's team puts it away in the third. Ellingson scores from the slot to make it 4-2. Just 3:59 into the third period. And 21 seconds later, Orkey gets one as Breck wins it 6-2. A team that had some holes to fill to start the season has come a long way.
Yeah, I mean, we graduated a ton of seniors last year. We had a few doubters at the start of the season. We believed if we put in the work, we'd have a great shot to get back to the tournament.
And Breck will play Marshall in the first round of the A tournament. In Section 4A, Totino-Grace had the tough task of facing #1 ranked St. Thomas Academy in the final. The Cadets, the two-time defending state champions, they move to Class AA next season. First period, Alex Johnson with a slap shot gives St. Thomas a 1-0 lead. Still in the first, Tony Bretzman with the shot from the point The rebound comes right to Cristiano Versic, who buries it, and the Cadets lead it 2-0. St. Thomas goalie David Zebnik is solid between the pipes. Great save here on Kai Barber to keep the Eagles off the board. The Cadets add one more goal in the third period. Great shot by Tommy Novak to make it 3-0 St. Thomas Academy. It's time to celebrate. St. Thomas headed back to the state tournament. The Cadets win it 3-0. Now to boys swimming and diving, where the season ended Saturday with the state meet. Highlights from the Class AA finals now. A good start from Maple Grove. The 200-yard medley relay team of Tristan Plant, Brennan Hohenstein, Aaron Dabson, and Nathan Jones finished fifth. Wayzata had two divers placed in the top 8. Caleb Zarnes reaches the medal stand. He finishes 8th overall. His teammate, Eric Mitchell, finishes second with 373.8 points. Daniel Monahan of Rosemont won the Class AA diving. A big night in the pool for Eden Prairie. Bryce Boston wins the 100 butterfly in a time of 49.86 seconds. Christopher Karlstrom of Wayzata finishes fourth with a time of 51.36. 100 backstroke, and Minnetonka's Noah Bush swims to the win in 49.14 seconds. Plant of Maple Grove places sixth. And in the 100-yard breaststroke, the winner is Ben Albert of Burnsville. He's flanked by Hohenstein of Maple Grove, who comes in second. Nick Wilkerson of Hopkins places third. Here's a look at the final Class AA point totals. Eden Prairie blows away the field to repeat as state champions. Edina finishes second with Minnetonka third. Among the local schools, Wayzata finishes 10th, one spot ahead of Maple Grove. In Class A, St. Thomas Academy wins its second state title in a row. Monticello is second with the combined Breck-Blake team finishing third. The Bear Stangs' Mitchell Foster wins the 200-yard individual medley and is also part of the team's championship 200 medley relay team.
John, you got to see a lot of great performances at that state meet.
Eden Prairie was just dominating, and then they disqualified in their last race of the night, the 400 free relay. The point total would have been higher, but fun to watch that team. Next up, state wrestling plus girls basketball playoff action and a look ahead to the boys playoffs. Welcome back to Sports Jam.
Time to talk wrestling, and most schools in the area sent at least one individual to state. To the Excel Center for final round action, starting with fifth place matches. Osseo's Carson Brolsma in orange gets near fall points on the way to an 11-5 decision over Alberto Ramirez of Henry Sibley. Brolsma ends his season placing fifth in the Class 3A 132-pound class. At 160 for fifth place, Corey Berry of Champlain Park in white starts out strong. He stays with it here to get the takedown on Austin Boniface of Forest Lake. But Berry re-injures his shoulder later on this takedown by Boniface and is unable to continue as Boniface wins by injury default. Berry places sixth. On to championship matches where two local wrestlers went for titles in 3A. Brad Osachuk of Maple Grove facing Taylor Venz of Farmington in the garish orange and black camouflage. That's at 106 pounds. Venz gets the takedown, wins 6-0. Osachuk settles for second. Much the same story for Nick O'Brien of Wayzata at 126. Dustin Weinman of Irondale has O'Brien in a tough spot, and he gets the takedown on the way to a 5-1 decision. Totino-Grace's Lance Bennick and Jared Oftedal of Benil did win titles in Class 2A.
The girls' basketball playoffs are heating up. Three local squads are battling in Section 5 4A. Fourth seed Maple Grove hosts fifth seed Champlain Park in the quarterfinals. Alexis Alexander pops the long two as Champlain Park opens a quick lead. Kelly Olzenak passes to Angie Davison, who powers through the double team and scores for Maple Grove. Callie Zimmerman drives and hits a tough shot, plus the foul here. The Rebels lead 26-21 at halftime. Early in the second half, Olzenak with a nice pass to Maddie Ordner for the hoop. Champlain Park goes inside to Maria Sampson. She spins and scores. And then Genevieve Atkins hits back-to-back three-pointers for the Rebels. They eliminate Maple Grove 66-52. Also in Section 5, Osseo beats Mountain View 65-47. In the semifinals Tuesday at Anoka High School, Champlin Park faces top seed Roseville at 6, followed by a third meeting between Northwest Suburban co-champs Osseo and Centennial at 7:45. Section final is Friday night.
In Section 6-4A, Cooper had the tough task of trying to knock off top seed Hopkins in the semifinals. Nia Coffey with a great shot block for the Royals, and they are off and running in the other direction. Taylor Anderson gets the layup and foul. She has a huge first half with 15 points. Cooper doesn't back down, and they play a solid game. Talia Rich scores in traffic here as the Hawks pull within 14-11. Coffey does it all in this game. She hits the jumper here, part of a 32-point effort for her. Check out how the first half ends. Lori Bowler banks at home from half court for Cooper. That brings them within 10 at 46-36. Hopkins tries to pull away. Anderson with a great reverse layup on the way to a 21-point game. The Royals go up by 16. Cooper keeps battling back. Rich with a spin move for the hoop and foul. She ends her Cooper career with a 25-point effort. But Coffey and the Royals are too tough. They hold off Cooper in an 82-70 win.
Wayzata's girls basketball team faced Minnetonka in the last regular season game a week ago, knowing there was a good chance they'd meet again in the Section 6 semifinal. Katie Schultz is so good at getting into the passing lane for Wayzata. The steal and the layup, part of a 10-point first half for Schultz. Minnetonka shoots the ball very well. Joanna Hedstrom knocks down the step-back three for the Skippers. She scores 14. Wayzata plays a pretty good first half for most of it. Elaine Swanson's high arcing jumper puts the Trojans up 10-7. But Minnetonka's Caroline Shellquist lights it up. This long bomb, one of 3 threes for her in the first half. Minnetonka leads 30-20 at the break. Second half, and the three from the right wing by Schultz brings Wayzata quickly back within 4, 34-30. Shellquist and the Skippers pull away. Minnetonka eliminates the Trojans 65-46 to play Hopkins for the 6-4A title Wednesday.
Park Center is in Class 3A for girls basketball. The Pirates are hoping for a return visit to the final in Section 3. Park Center at home against Blake in the quarterfinals. Some good passing leads to an open three for McKenna DuBois, and she knocks it down for the Pirates. Blake trying to hang in as they swing it around to Sarah Waldvogel for a jumper from the baseline. It's 17-10 Pirates at this point, but not much happens for Blake from there. Park Center starts to pull away. Olivia Buggs with a nice pass to Kylie Brown for the layup. Patty Sorensen's team leads 38-16 at halftime. Hannah Schaub makes a nice shot fake and gets the ball to Kayla McMorris for 2 inside. Park Center rolls to a 75-26 win. They play Totino-Grace in the semifinals Tuesday.
Final night of the regular season in boys basketball as Edina visited Hopkins. Watch the follow-up for the Royals on the missed three-pointer. Jamal Davis flies in for the dunk. He scores 14 points in the game. Next possession, and Edina's 6'9" Reggie Lynch answers with a one-handed flush of his own. Hornets lead at 12-10. Edina's Graham Woodward is one of the state's top guards. The Penn State signee drains a long three-pointer. It's part of a 17-point first half for him. Woodward scores 29 the night, and Lynch adds 24. Edina wins its first conference title in 22 years with a 72-64 win over Hopkins. Jay, that ends a 13-year streak. Hopkins not winning a conference title in boys basketball.
Kind of shocking to hear that. On the plus side, though, for area teams, you've got Cooper did win the North Suburban. Park Center wins the Northwest Suburban. They got a little help from Elk River in the last week to beat out Osseo by one game as the Elks beat the Orioles by a point. And also Maranatha winning in the MCAA, so definitely some good teams heading into the playoffs there.
Maranatha very strong in Class A.
And last Friday did mark the end of the regular season for most of the teams. The section playoffs tip off this week. What a tournament it should be in Section 5-4A. Park Center is the top seed with defending champ Osseo at number 2. And it's Champlin Park, Maple Grove, and Cooper. Centennial, Irondale, and Coon Rapids are 6, 7, and 8. Action gets started Thursday with quarterfinals as Park Center hosts Coon Rapids. Cooper is at Maple Grove. Champlin Park hosts Centennial. And Osseo is at home against Irondale. The semis and finals are next week at Rogers.
Edina is the top seed in Section 6-4A with Minnetonka number 2. Hopkins is 3rd and Armstrong 4th. And it's St. Louis Park, Wayzata, Southwest, and South. This tournament starts Tuesday. South is at Edina. Armstrong hosts a good St. Louis Park team. Wayzata is at Hopkins, and Southwest is at Minnetonka. The tournament moves to Osseo for the semifinals Friday and the finals next Tuesday. Jay Brooklyn Center is the number 4 seed in Section 4AA. Breck is number 2. And they've had both pretty good regular season. Could make some noise here in the playoffs.
That'll be interesting. And also then Maranatha, West Lutheran, and Heritage are the top 3 in Section 4A. Great regular seasons for all of them. You'd have to consider Maranatha the favorite. A little bit of new territory, I think, for West and Heritage to have that kind of recognition for being that high in the seedings.
Mustangs have beat them so far, but we'll see what happens coming the playoffs. Great winter for boys hoops in the area, and we'll have some memorable playoff moments coming up, I'm sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Next up in our Sports Jam Spotlight, meet a Totino-Grace brother duo to help their team to a section hockey final.
As you saw earlier in the show, the Totino-Grace boys hockey team lost in their section final, but still was another very good season for the Eagles. A big part of TG's success this winter was the play of TJ and Carter Roo. Jason Melillo profiles the brothers in this week's Sports Jam Spotlight.
There's an obvious chemistry on the ice between TJ and Carter Roo, the kind of connection that can take years to develop. But the Roo brothers never played on the same team until last season.
Just a lot of messing around at home and playing around at the outdoor rinks that have been helped, and my dad helped us out a lot. And he taught us all the right things and what to do, and we kind of just we're almost pretty much like the exact same player. So we know what to do when we're out there, and we always look for each other.
Just watching him when we were growing up, I kind of knew what he was going to do on the ice when we first started playing together, so it's really good chemistry between me and him.
Sophomore Carter had a breakout season for the Eagles. What he lacks in size, Carter makes up for with speed and a nose for the goal. Senior TJ was one of the Eagles' most gifted players during his high school career. Effective at both ends of the rink, TJ has that uncanny ability to be in the right place at the right time. But his best skill might have been as a playmaker. If a teammate was open, chances were TJ would deliver a perfect pass. TJ hopes to play junior hockey after high school, a challenge he says he's ready for. But whatever is in TJ's hockey future, nothing will compare to the challenges he has faced as a student. In 5th grade, TJ found out he was dyslexic.
Reading, mixing up numbers and letters, and I have to take more time, and it's a lot slower for me. And it's been a struggle to get through high school and elementary school and middle school and all that, but I'm sticking in there and I work really hard, and it's been paying off.
The process of overcoming his learning disability has been equal parts rewarding and frustrating. But in the end, TJ has made incredible strides and is grateful to the teachers at Totino-Grace for their help.
He really goes above and beyond. He comes in, for extra help. He asks for help all the time when he doesn't get something, and he's okay with being different. Having dyslexia makes it really hard for him to process his thoughts or even write a paper, but through speech to text, he's been able to type and do things on his own. And he's just so much fun to work with because he really does like to learn. And once he gets it, he can just go.
Back on the ice, TJ is happy to see the player his younger brother is becoming. And for Carter, the next 2 years of high school hockey without TJ will take some getting used to.
It's going to be a lot different. I'm going to have to, we got a lot of young guys coming up, and with them, I think we should have some good chemistry as well, too.
TJ has tried to pass on some of his hockey knowledge to Carter. Both wish they could have played together longer, but the memories of the last 2 years will always be special. Jason Melillo, 12 Sports.
TJ Roo led the Eagles this season with 79 points, while Carter was 3rd on the team in scoring with 52 points. Sports Jam returns in a moment with more hockey as Jay talks with the state tournament-bound Wayzata Trojans.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. As we saw earlier in the show, for just the 3rd time in school history, the Wayzata boys hockey team is headed to the state tournament, and we are joined by a couple of the Trojans today, and we'll start with Chandler Lindstrand, and coming off that section final win over Minneapolis St. Margaret's. How much fun was that to be out there at Mariucci and play so well on a big stage like that?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. You go out there, it was a great atmosphere. We had a great student section. It's just a lot of fun playing well in front of people and you just get a lot of congratulations. You always want to play good in those big games.
Back-to-back huge wins, really. Minnetonka was an excellent team, and Benilde. And what do you think was really the key for you guys to really buckle down and get into those games and play so well?
Well, I mean, I think we kind of we were just really playing our best hockey at the end of the year. We started off strong, had a little bit of a drought, but then we really started playing our own and really working as a team.
They were obviously the defending state champs, too. Does that even add a little more to it to be able to knock out the team that won it the year before?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, it just pumps you up hearing that and knowing that, I mean, you're so close to winning this title, and 3 more games and you could be the next state champions.
You guys are obviously in a very large school, but it still had to be big news around the hallways and everything. What was it like to come back to school and have everybody come up to you and talk about it?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. I can't tell you the number of people that I had coming up to me, congratulating us about the game and saying they can't wait to go to the X and watch us and cheer us on.
That's something that everybody dreams about, playing at the XL Center now, playing in that state tournament. Can you kind of summarize what it's going to feel like to get out there and for the first time as a high school player?
I mean, it hasn't really even sank in yet. I mean, I thought it was a lot of fun yesterday. Then I had a couple thousand more people. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't really explain it right now, though.
All right, good luck in the tournament, and great job in that section tournament as well.
Thank you.
And Chad Olson, you guys came up with really solid game plans, it seemed like, and executed them against both Minnetonka and Benilde, 2 teams with a lot of offense. Talk about the play of the defense and how you guys were able to get it done, keep those teams off the board for the most part.
Oh, well, first off, we have some great goaltending in Aaron Dingman. He's kept us in the games the whole year and stuff. And also the whole year, our team mentality has been defense and blocking shots and just little things like that. And so we've kind of been like preparing for these games the whole year. And so we kind of knew like this is what we were going to expect when we got into section play. So we kind of knew what was going to happen.
Well, Chandler mentioned it hasn't been all smooth sailing through the regular season, but how did you guys respond to, taking a few losses along the way?
Well, in those losses, we played well for the most part in some of those games, but we just didn't come out with a W. So we knew that we could play with any team in the state or in our section. So we just knew that when the time came in the section, we knew that they were capable of being beaten. So we could beat them. So we just went out there and played our hockey.
Obviously, there are going to be some great teams that you could face in the state tournament, but at the same time, probably none of them are going to be necessarily any better than Minnetonka or Benilde, right? I mean, so you feel confident that you've already seen as good as it's going to get.
Yeah, a lot of the teams, we play a pretty tough schedule, so, we've already seen a lot of these teams like Hill Murray probably going to be in the state tournament and stuff. So, there are a lot of familiar faces, but, yeah, like you said, Benilde and Minnetonka are 2 really strong teams. So, from beating those teams, we know we can beat anyone in the state, so we're pretty excited.
All right, Chad, good luck in that state tournament and have fun, and it's been a great run so far for the Trojans.
Yep, thank you.
All right, we'll be back to wrap up Sports Jam in just a moment, and we'll leave you with some information on the seeding for the state tournament.
Follow 12 Sports replays and live events on Twitter, Facebook, and Livestream. Watch your favorite high school athletes performing live on your computer or mobile device. Link to us on 12.tv.
Lace up your sneakers for the Hoopin' It Up for Hope fundraiser for Treehouse on Saturday, March 16th, 1 to 3 p.m. at Wayzata Middle School. Find out more at treehouseyouth.org.
Our game of the week is the Section 5 4A boys basketball quarterfinal as Cooper visits Maple Grove. The game is Thursday at 7 o'clock. Watch it Sunday morning at 11:30 or Monday night at 8:30 and 11 o'clock on Channel 12 and on our website, 12.tv. And that is it for this week. Thanks so much for watching.
And we'll have girls section basketball finals, plus boys playoffs, and a hockey recap next time on Sports Jam. See you then.